David, Tony Hawk
Tony
is a
Hawk.
friend of yours.
That's all.
David, can I just say this before we start Tony Hawk? We'll cut this.
We started.
We'll cut it.
Nope.
Whatever. David, because I was mentioning you to someone recently who'd seen Police Academy and go, like he was a national class skateboarder. That's what they said, or a really, really good skateboarder.
That I was?
Yep. That's what they said.
I hope that's out there. It's
So
fucking live.
you were really good, but brings us to our person we want to introduce.
Well,
Tony Hawk.
is a freak of nature at skating. I was blessed to be in a movie with him because I'm in Arizona, like what they call it a beater. It's a guy that just pretends to be like a surfer or a skater. But I was kind of good, medium, but Tony, they were so good. And I read about these guys. Suddenly they're on the movie with me. And that was Police Academy 4. Stayed in touch with him. He did that video game. He talks about that. That blew him up. He still skates. He still gets hurt. He still has neck trouble like I do. Taking those falls so many times, I don't know how he still does it, but unbelievable, and he's still tough as shit. It's a hard job to be a pro skater. He still gets in and gets dirty.
He's competitive. I mean, he is driven. He doesn't.
I think he just sees the new guys and goes, "Fuck this! Like I'm still good."
He competes with himself. He just still wants to grab, but he will break down. This is one of my favorite parts of this podcast. What it's like to go up those giant ramps and you're going upside down, and what you're thinking. What are you thinking? Where you have to grab? How do you not get killed by doing that? I admire daredevils. I mean, I once jumped off a 6-foot thing into a lake, and I never did it again.
I never did it again.
I never did it again, let me tell you.
When you do those ramps, when you're up there doing half pipes, in the middle of the trick, it's about a second and away when you're doing your next trick. So once you realize you've completed it and you're starting to land, you have to think, where do I go for the next trick? And then how do I get my weight shifted? Then you go up, and then you go, oh, this one. I have to land here because I have to go to the corner and jump the fucking gap. It's so crazy, and they do 8-10 tricks in a row, and I can't believe the thinking that goes on. You got to do it so many times.
So we're going to talk all about his career as a.
And maybe
is he the GOAT? Is he kind of the GOAT?
Yeah,
He's the
I
known
think
GOAT
he's
all
known.
time of skateboarders.
There's Tiger
and
Woods,
X
there's
Games.
Gretzky, there's
Yeah.
some that are sort of, nobody argues.
And that's his real name, I understand, because it is kind of the coolest name if you're trying to brand things for like 8th grade kids. Tony Hawk. And he, incredibly nice guy, really, really smart about anything to do with flying around on a skateboard. And as an entrepreneur, he is a brand. He's a global brand.
And he had just done his first thing on SNL when we talked to him.
Yes.
Tied it all together.
He was on SNL for 7 seconds. Therefore, he's part of our podcast.
Sorry, now you're on.
It's called Slim Connections episode.
You fucked up. You're on our show now.
If you've heard of Lorne Michaels, you qualify as a guest.
Apply now.
If you've ever said the word Saturday and live in the same day, you can be on
You know
Fly
what
on the
these
Wall.
3 words mean? You're going to be a guest.